welcome back to the Smoke Shack. This is Steven. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Well, St. Patrick's Day is tomorrow, but we are celebrating it today and tomorrow with Alec Bradley's Filthy Hooligan and the Filthy Hooligan Shamrock. Today, I will be bringing you the review on the Filthy Hooligan. Tomorrow, we will be bringing you the review on the Shamrock. As far as the Filthy Hooligan products go, this is a limited release for St. Patrick's Day. They release these in February every year. We have, for this year, the 2025 versions, we have limited release of 1,870 of these Filthy Hooligan boxes, which they are boxes of 24. And then for the Shamrock, they released 1,489 boxes of 10. So get your hands on these if you have not already. Very, very good looking cigar here. As far as the construction goes, both cigars have the same internals, which are binder of the Ecuadorian Sumatra, filler of Honduran and Panamanian tobaccos. The wrapper here on the Filthy Hooligan is a green Honduran Candela wrapper with a Nicaraguan Oscuro. Very, very good looking wrapper there on the cigar. As far as the Shamrock goes, it's the same. They just add the Nicaraguan Habano in there as well. But we will get that tomorrow. Today, we're focusing on the Filthy Hooligan. So, as far as the pre-light goes for this cigar, the roll is really, really nice and even here. I'm seeing the green Candela wrapper actually is a little bit brown in that area of the cigar. Very, very light brown and then green throughout. So very cool that it's been picked off just right before it's turned brown. Very, very neat looking. And then the cap on top is also that Candela wrapper. Very cool looking cap on top there. Just very, very neat design here. These were rolled by Plasencia, the Filthy Hooligan and the Shamrock both. And man, they look like it. They got great, good firm spring to them. Maybe a little soft around the labels, but good firm spring elsewhere and a very, very even roll here. As far as pre-light aroma goes, the body here is very earthy and hay, with a little bit of manure in there as well. Dry barnyard. The toe's a lot sweeter. I get an anise smell. It's very sweet there. Along with a little bit of aged cedar in there as well. Very good smelling cigar as far as the aromas go. But really, 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 really catches your eyes with this Barber Pole. I mean, it just looks great. It looks very, very St. Patrick's Day-like with the green incorporated in there. Really, really like the look of the cigar. Gonna go ahead and cut it and then get this thing lit up. Well, I guess before we light it up, get the our pre-light draw here. Yeah, so a lot of anise there, which anise is that licorice, sweet licorice flavor. And then a little bit of barnyard in there as well on the dry draw. Very good airflow. Gonna go ahead and light this thing up. Some very, very light flavors to start here. Definitely a woody note in there, something lighter like the cedar, nothing dark like the oak. Not sure exactly what it is yet, but something lighter. Also earthy tones in there as well. And then there is a subtle hint of black pepper in the background. Not sure if that's the black pepper or white pepper just yet. But I'm going to go ahead and smoke this down towards the end of the first third and then catch you back up here with my thoughts. Bringing you back in about the end of the first third of this cigar. Flavor profile here is very, very light. Get white pepper, hay, honey, and some pine wood in here as well. Again, very, very light flavors, but very rich in flavor. Extremely, extremely smooth, what you would think of with these light flavors. Very good balance here as well, and good complexity here in the flavor profile. Nice mild start with the strength, but as far as combustion goes, we're not doing great. Slightly wavy here on the char line, slightly flaky ash, and the draw has been not super loose, but it's not been just slightly loose. It's been pretty loose. So hopefully smoke this down a little bit more, maybe get through some of the inconsistencies here or the holes in the cigar, and then see how it goes from there. But as far as flavor goes, very, very flavorful cigar so far. It's really neat how rich the flavors are with how mild these flavors actually are themselves. Gonna go ahead and smoke this down to the halfway point and then catch you back up here with my thoughts. Bringing you back in here at the halfway point in this cigar. The flavor profile here, salted caramel, baking spices, black pepper. We still have the pine wood, hay, and white pepper from the first third, but we added that salted caramel, baking spices, and black pepper. Very well rounded flavor profile here. Very rich in flavor, very smooth, and very, very well balanced. Obviously, complexity is very high with all those different flavors in there. As far as the strength goes in the cigar, I think it's kicked up a little bit here to more of a mild to medium. And then as far as the combustion goes, char line still just slightly wavy. It is really coming back close to being an even char line here, as well as the draw is becoming close to ideal, but still just slightly loose. The ash here slightly flaky still as well. Not as bad as the first third as far as combustion goes, but still has a little bit of its issues. As far as flavor goes, still absolutely phenomenal with the smoothness, the richness, and the complexity with the balance in both of these flavor profiles. So very impressed as far as the flavor so far in this cigar. Gonna go ahead and smoke this down into the final third, get together my thoughts here on that flavor profile and then the cigar as a whole, and then catch you back up with all of those thoughts. I'll see you back here shortly. Bringing you back in here in the final third of this cigar, flavor profile changes up just a tad bit here. We add oak and cocoa powder, but we still have the salted caramel, baking spices, white pepper, and pine wood from that previous third. Really a very robust flavor profile here. Extremely smooth, extremely rich, very complex, and extremely well balanced here. The strength does kick up to a medium here in the final third. The draw has come back to ideal here in the final third, or at least the final half of this cigar, although still slightly wavy char line here and slightly flaky ash. But as far as the cigar as a whole, really does remind me of a Plasencia cigar, as far as the strength delivery or the power delivery, as I would say, kind of like a car or a motorcycle term there, but it's very smooth. You don't realize that it has hit that medium strength here at the end. Just does not have any kicks in that strength at all. Very smooth throughout, very nice and even throughout the cigar there as far as how that strength evolves throughout. Very, very nice. And then the flavors as well. Extremely rich and very, very well balanced throughout the entire cigar. In fact, they were actually really smooth, very complex, very rich, and very well balanced throughout the whole cigar. Not a single knock there in any of the thirds as far as the flavor goes. Now, as far as the finish goes, the finish was very, very rich, but just not long. So a 3 out of 5 here on that finish. This is kind of our first knock here on the cigar. And then the evolution here does pick up really nicely throughout each third. You know, it just uses a lot of the same flavor profiles from third to third, and they trickle on over. Not that that's necessarily a bad thing, but it does not allow for a very elaborate evolution of the cigar. So a 3 out of 5 here for that evolution score, giving us a 66 out of 70 for the taste score. Very, very good taste score there. As far as the pre-light goes, we really didn't have too much problem here with that pre-light. A 9 out of 10. It was just slightly soft in a couple spots. It kind of felt like it had pockets of softness, but nice and firm throughout the rest of the cigar. Nice even roll here as well. Excuse me. And good ideal dry draw there. As far as the combustion goes, this is really the huge knock of the cigar for me. It was slightly flaky throughout. Slightly wavy with the char line throughout, and my draw was loose in that first half of the cigar. It did come back to ideal at the final half, but still kind of frustrating there in that first half with how loose it was. 6 out of 10 here with the combustion. You know, it was smokable definitely, but it had its frustrating moments. As far as the presentation goes, though, really, really like this. Definitely hits the notes here for St. Patrick's Day theme. Really great looking boxes, and I love the bands that go along with them. I think I'm going to add the wrappers in there with the presentation as well, because the wrappers are St. Patrick's Day themed as well. They're using the green Candela or Candela wrappers in these to just make them pop and look great, make them look very St. Patrick's Day like. So all the notes there are hit. 10 out of 10, like I said. As far as the overall score here, I have this thing rated as a 91 out of 100. Very good score here. Really would have done a lot better if the combustion were better. But again, 91 out of 100 for this one that I smoked. These things MSRP for about $12.70. That gives us our price per point score of 1.40. Not a horrible price per point score, especially for like a gimmicky holiday cigar like this. And for a gimmicky holiday cigar, this thing had fantastic flavor, really great flavor. I mean, I would come back to this just for the flavors that you get throughout. I mean, the evolution isn't that great, and you know, the finish was not super long, but still super rich in flavor on the finish, and the evolution, it does work. I mean, it's not like it's the same linear throughout. It does evolve. It's just not extremely elaborate there. But yeah, as far as this cigar goes, I was extremely impressed here with this. I thought it would be a lot more gimmicky, taste a lot worse. But I guess Plasencia here, they asked Plasencia to come in here and make these cigars for them, and Plasencia did a great job, and so did Alec Bradley here with asking Plasencia to do this, because this cigar is really, really good. I cannot wait to do the cigar tomorrow, which is the Shamrock. This one's brother, which is supposed to be the more expensive one and the more limited version. It has 3 wrapper leaves on it, which I've never seen before. We will have that here for you tomorrow. Please like the video if you like the video. Subscribe to the channel so you can see that video tomorrow. And we'll see you next time here on The Smoke Shack.